Hello everybody, Strangers123 here, and today I'm going to have a special one. Now, on the little, kind of on request, I'm going to explain to you guys how Royal Navy smokes work and how you can best ensure that you get 2 puffs of smoke and that you're able to stay within the final puff. Now, first things first. There is a lot of, well, I guess you can say that there is a little bit of dispute regarding whether or not smoke screens of the Royal Navy cruisers are working as intended or not. So here, I'm going to begin by demonstrating to you that in fact they do kind of work most of the times when, you want them. Anyways, first of all, this is how you do not deploy smoke in a Royal Navy cruiser. That is, of course, expecting the fact that you want to sit inside of it. Because you do it like this, you're never going to get to stay inside that second puff. Well, let's be fair at least. You got your second puff, so you can at least kind of use it, right? Well, this time let's show you what happens if you do it too slow. So let's start accelerating and immediately deploy a smoke screen, and then let's just slow down and make sure I stay inside of it. Well, as you can take note, you only got 1 smoke puff. Alright then, so what's the deal with this? Well, long story made short, if you go faster than 25 knots, this is when I've had problems. If you deploy faster than 25 knots, sometimes you don't get your second puff. If you deploy between 16 and 20 knots, you tend to get a second puff like 99.9% of the times. I cannot recall where I have not gotten a second puff deploying between 16 and 20 knots. If you're deploying at about 20 knots, you're going to want to slow down. And, well, you're going to want to turn while slowing down to ensure you do not skid out. So you need a little bit of pre-planning deploying your smoke. And of course, if you deploy underneath 15 knots, there's a high chance you don't get a second puff. At this point, if you deploy at 15 and not 16, there's a high chance, if you do not hard turn, that you'll just simply skid out of your smoke and look like an idiot. So, well, in this scenario, I'm going to show you what you would see what you would try to do in a normal combat scenario once I get the ship going to full speed. But anyways, just to explain what's going on. If you're at a very low speed, then you don't get a second puff because the server thinks that, well, you're close enough to the first puff, you don't really need a second one, and hey, let's save this space in calculating power because fuck gameplay, right? But anyways, here, let's take the hypothetical situation of, well, in this case, you're pushing towards Charlie. Like this. And all of a sudden, oh my god, you're spotted. Now, do not, oh my god, panic smoke. Yes, I triggered my radar this time just to indicate what would happen, and then try to slow down. Because you're not going to get inside the smoke screen. What you want to do is wait until you're about this speed, 20 knots, between 20 knots and 15 knots. Make sure you do not do it above 15 knots, otherwise you do not get your second puff. You do it above 25 knots, there's a chance you'll be very close to skidding out of this. Now take note of what I did here. I was slowing down and I was turning the ship. This is very important to keep in mind, because if you do not turn your ship, chances are you'll just simply bleed yourself out, bleed your speed too slow, and you'll skid out of the smoke, and, well, you'd kind of have to deal with all the stuff that's down there, wouldn't you? That's, like, not fun. So, that's how you deploy smoke with a Royal Navy cruiser, presented to you by your European local salty test coordinator. Hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and that you maybe don't look like that random retard, the fucking Royal Navy cruiser deploying smoke, outside of it, you skidded out the smoke, now getting crapped on, and oh hey, there's an island in front of you that you cannot avoid, and you're now going to get beached on and stuck and then probably fucked because your smoke screen's over there. Anyways, see you guys in the next one.